Welcome to Hearts of Appalachia, and the very first episode of our brand new series, Stories from the Coal Mines. I'm Lou Jean, and joining me today is my good friend Bill.
Thanks, Lou Jean. I'm excited to be here and to share some incredible stories with our listeners.
This series is all about exploring the rich history, resilience, and creativity of the people who call the mountains home. Today, we're kicking things off with a remarkable story of a coal miner turned artist.
It's a story of hard work, perseverance, and transformation, one that truly captures the spirit of Appalachia.
We're so glad you're here to join us on this journey. Now let's dive in. Resilience. It's a word we throw around a lot, but what if I told you that one family's story could redefine what it truly means to persevere? Today, we're diving into a tale that spans generations, from the depths of coal mines to the vibrant strokes of an artist's brush.
Oh, that sounds intriguing. What's the story behind this family?
Well, it all begins with Jeff Koss's grandparents, who arrived in America on the separate boats at the turn of the 20th century. They initially settled in Boulder during the gold rush, but life had other plans for them.
From gold to coal, I'm guessing. How did that transition happen?
You're right on the money. After having 2 children in Colorado, they made their way to Nantiglow, Pennsylvania, a coal mining town, and that's where the Koss family's connection to the mines began, along with their incredible story of resilience.
I can only imagine the challenges they faced. What was life like for them in Nantiglow?
Life was incredibly tough. Jeff's grandfather worked tirelessly in the mines, even after he broke his back. Unfortunately, he passed away in 1930, leaving his wife, who stood at just 4 feet tall, to raise 6 sons on her own. Can you believe she even bought a 99-acre farm to support her family?
That's amazing. Talk about strength in the face of adversity. How did the family cope with such a loss?
Well, they did what they had to do. Jeff's uncle started working in the mines at just 12 years old to help make ends meet. It's a stark reminder of how different life was back then, isn't it?
12 years old, that's an age when most kids today are worried about video games and homework. It really puts things into perspective.
Absolutely. And speaking of perspective, the family's resilience was tested even further in 1944 when tragedy struck again. A devastating fire consumed their home, forcing Jeff's mother to jump from a porch with his 1-year-old sister to save her life. His grandmother also had to jump from that same porch, unfortunately breaking both her arms.
Oh no, that must have been terrifying and painful. Being severely injured and losing everything in a fire, family photos, personal belongings, memories. It's the kind of tragedy that could break a person's spirit.
You'd think so, but not the Koss family. In an incredible display of that indomitable spirit, 2 of Jeff's uncles rebuilt the house from the ground up. It's a theme that keeps repeating throughout their story, facing adversity head-on and refusing to be defeated.
It's truly inspiring. But I'm curious, was this resilience unique to Jeff's paternal side, or did his maternal grandparents have a similar story?
Jeff's maternal grandparents were German immigrants who met in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. After getting married in 1917, his grandfather bought 2 lots in Nantiglow for $1 each and built a stone and brick house. It had only a wood coal stove for cooking and heating, and an outhouse 75 feet from the house.
Can you imagine that? Buying land for just $1, and then building your own home from stone and brick. Talk about determination.
And Jeff even captured a glimpse of those times in one of his paintings, which depicts her kitchen as it was in 1965, a testament to the resilience and beauty of everyday life in that era.
I love that. It's not just a painting, it's a window into the past, a way to keep those memories alive for future generations. How many years did Jeff's grandfather work in the mines?
His grandfather was 6 feet and 4 inches tall and worked as a pumper in the mines for an astounding 45 years, despite being unable to read or write. In fact, he signed his checks with an X.
That's incredible. 45 years underground doing backbreaking work, and he never let not being able to read hold him back. That kind of grit is something else.
It's hard for many of us to imagine that kind of life today, isn't it?
It really is. But as they say, adversity builds character. How did these experiences shape Jeff?
Jeff says these experiences taught him the value of hard work and simplicity. And speaking of hard work, let's talk about Jeff's own experience in the mines. He entered the mines in the 1970s, following in his father's footsteps. Jeff is proud that he and his father worked in Bethlehem mines. His father was in Revlock number 32, and Jeff started in number 33. He was proud that their brass tags were just one number apart. His dad's was number 786, and his was number 868. These tags weren't just for collecting pay. They were a lifeline in case of an accident.
It's amazing how those small brass tags held so much meaning, not just for safety, but as a symbol of the bond between father and son. They were a vital part of life in the mining community.
Absolutely. He said there were days when the elevator would get stuck with 33 men inside. Descending 1,000 feet into the earth, they would sometimes find themselves trapped, hundreds of feet underground. In those tense, silent moments, the only sound was their collective breath as they waited sometimes for hours for the elevator to be fixed.
That sounds absolutely terrifying. Experiencing something like that has to forge a bond among the miners that was unbreakable. Did Jeff experience any long-term effects from his time in the mines?
Unfortunately, yes. The toll on his body was significant. Jeff mentioned having both knees replaced and likely suffering from black lung disease, even though he hasn't been officially diagnosed. It's a stark reminder of the dangers these miners faced every day.
It's a high price to pay for a day's work, but I'm guessing there's more to Jeff's story than just his time in the mines?
You're absolutely right. What's truly remarkable is how Jeff has transformed his life since leaving the mines. At the age of 59, when many people are thinking about retirement, he discovered a new passion: painting.
Painting? That's quite a change from working in the coal mines. How did that come about?
It's an inspiring turn in his story, isn't it? After spending decades in the darkness of the mines, he found a way to bring light and color into his life through art. But what's even more fascinating is the subject matter he chose for his paintings.
Let me guess, he paints scenes from the mines?
Exactly. Jeff's artwork brings the coal mines and the lives of the people who work there to vivid life. With nearly 500 paintings to his name, he's captured not only the stories of miners and their families, but also moments from his broader experiences. Through his art, Jeff honors his family's legacy while paying tribute to the resilience and spirit of the entire mining community.
That's incredible. Has his work gained any recognition?
Indeed it has. His work is showcased on Fine Art America, allowing people from all over the world to connect with these stories. What I find most powerful about Jeff's art is the message behind it. He's not just painting pretty pictures, he's preserving a way of life that's rapidly disappearing.
It sounds like he's become a kind of cultural historian through his art. What does Jeff hope to achieve with his paintings?
Jeff wants future generations to appreciate where they come from and the strength it took to build the life they have today. It's about honoring our roots and the sacrifices of those before us.
Jeff's story is one of resilience, transformation, and honoring the past. From his grandparents' struggles to his own path from miner to artist, he proves that adversity shapes us, but our choices define us. His journey is a reminder that it's never too late to grow, adapt, and create something meaningful.
If you'd like to see Jeff's artwork, check out his link to Fine Art America in the description. His paintings connect past and present in a meaningful way.
Thanks for joining us on this journey of strength and creativity, and we'd love to share your coal mining family story. You can find a link in our description to contact us. Keep exploring, keep creating, and never underestimate your own story.
And, as always, God bless, and we'll see you next time.